This one goes out to the rocks I love. Doom, doom. This one goes out to the ones I left behind. A simple quartz to occupy my time. This one goes out to the rocks I love. Hey all, Ryan here from Planetary Lapidary, and I am again on the western shore of Lake Michigan. I am at a new spot though, for the first time actually. Right before winter, it's like 28 degrees I think. It's like 20 or 30 mile an hour winds, so definitely nasty out here. I may not be able to get good sound, so I might just be showing you a lot of rocks today and not talking, but you might want that, so. All right, so let's get down there and see what we're dealing with. All right, so I got down here. It's kind of out of the wind because I had to come down that right there to get down here. But I see some rocks up there, some scattered rocks here, so let's see what we can find. It's actually pretty nice down here in the sun. So first couple little finds here. Found this kind of chert nodule with maybe a little pocket there. It's gloves. And then we got some favosites in the bottom. Little split in the top, maybe some other stuff going on, who knows. Then I found this kind of green one. It's kind of like a brushiated green. Could just be the skin, but then there's one little pocket right there. So not sure, but pretty cool yet. So I'm kind of getting to the spot where there's the big pile of rocks here, so hopefully we find something cool. I did just find this favosites. Yeah, I think it's favosites. And I spotted another one down here. Yeah, right here. And this water is cold. Yeah, there's another nice chunk right there. Very quartzy. So that's cool. So I know there's fossils up here. Alright, let's find some more. Okay, so I just spotted something. Let's see if it's right there. Yeah, right there. So I'm gonna grab it. It's gonna be awesome. Look at that thing. Wow. Oh, and even the stem on the top. That is awesome. That is a nice stromatoporoid right there. So that one's coming home for sure. Alright, so let's see if we can find anything else like that in here. Alright, so another two. My sun kind of went away, but you shouldn't need much light to see what this monster is. Just yellow and white banded all the way around. Nice big chunk, that's awesome. And then I found this crazy thing. Hopefully you can see it. It's all layered in there. 100% sure what that is, if it's just weathering or what, but it's kind of cool, so I think I'm gonna probably take it home. Like, look at all those textures right there. That's crazy. All right, let's find some more. Okay, so three more here. Kind of lost my sun again. This really cool stromatoporoid. Get away from the waves. So that one might be a good one to keep for the tumbler, just to polish up. And I found this crazy. Not sure if it's just chert, but it does have this seam kind of running all the way through it, all the way around, so that's really sweet. And then I found this guy. Hopefully it's wet. There we go. This little guy, a little agate pocket there. Crazy little pocket. And we got a nice cold water pocket with some really tiny bands right there. Awesome. So it was worth it just for that right there. That's sweet. All right, let's find some more like that. These two right in the same spot. This is just a nice horn coral right there. Maybe a couple of them actually, but a nice horn growing on something else there. See the stem? And then this is what was sticking up, just stromatoporoid. And then look at this pocket that's going through this thing. Underneath that stromat, all that, all the way through this side. It's got like a little pocket right there. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to cut right through the middle of that one. Look at those bands on that stromatoporoid, how thin they are. All right, so I got as far as I can walk this way, I think we're gonna go back the other way and see if we can find anything that way. On the way back to the other direction. Nice little piece of chain. And then I got this blue and white and gray and brown shirt. Look at that crazy thing. I almost want to cut through that just to see what's in there. Little crinoid on the bottom there. That's cool. All right, forward. So I just found this sweet pocket in there. Kind of goes through. But yeah, that's really cool. And I am finding a lot of stuff this way. My fingers are just totally frozen. So I'm gonna finish up here and then I'm gonna head home and get everything cleaned up, and then I'll show you guys at the end because I really am freezing. All right, see you in a minute. I'm home, I got everything cleaned up. I still have all my fingers. They're a little cold yet, but I'll get right into it. So a couple nice pieces of beach glass I found. Then all the kind of random stuff that I found. I think this is just a really nice piece of smoky quartz. You can see all the way through it. You know, the light shines all the way through. So depending on how some of these fractures are, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to try to keep it as full as possible though. So a nice piece of smoky. Then this piece I found, it's got this red and orange and some purple even coming through it. And it's funny, what I think it is I think it's an amygdaloidal basalt, but almost all the basalt is worn away. So I think it's just a little amygdaloid left over here with maybe some amethyst, maybe some chalcedony right there. So that was really cool. This was that kind of just crazy banded piece. Like you can see all the bands right there at the bottom. They're so thin. So I'm not 100% sure what this is. Right there you can see too. Just very, very thin, if it's just weathering or what, but I'm gonna try to do something with that guy. And then I found this really nice big botryoidal pocket of quartz in this little piece, so that was cool. I always like keeping those. Got a little shelf for all those guys. Then we got our fossils. I actually found 3 horn coral fossils. The only ones I kept, this one, you can kind of see the stem there, and then it kind of just broke off on this side. This one, which was kind of just growing on top of this, maybe a couple other horns or maybe something else, but you can see the full kind of horn right there, so that's really cool. Oh, little pocket on the bottom too. And then this is the third one. It's kind of growing up. There's the stem, and then it's got just this big chunk of quartz on the top, so I thought that was really cool too. Just a cool piece. And then the last ones I found is I found this little piece of chert with these, I think are silk crab fossils in it. So one right there, the big one, and then a little one right there. Right there on the edge, you can kind of see that C, or kind of like an E, kind of like an old E shape. So that was cool. So I don't find many of those, so I decided to keep that one just to have an example. All right, then we got our stromats. You guys saw this one. This one is a beast, so nice. So that one's just gonna get polished up for sure. I'm not gonna cut that, just because I don't find many of that quality. This was another one that is just a really good quality one. Some yellow and white bands all the way around. So that was sweet. And then the third one I kept was this one here that you guys didn't see. Just very yellow, very wispy. And then almost kind of mossy on the bottom right here, so that was kind of cool. All right, so then let's see, we'll go over these big guys. So this big guy I found, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it has all of these pockets in here, like all of that, and then you flip it over and it's got this big pocket right here. So I'm not sure if that's all cold water or just random fossils kind of including in there, but then you got one here, some there. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut the face of this thing off and see what's right in the middle of that. I'm sure it's going to turn out awesome. Well, I'm hoping it is. Then this piece I found, this is just a really nice crinoid death plate, you know, all the little crinoid plates in this thing. So I think I'm going to make that into a display piece. You know, I don't find many that have so many full crinoids in them. So that's a really good piece to kind of make a display. And then it's got these black, like right there and there and there, little black streaks in it. So I'm not sure what those are, if they're other fossils, but I still think this is good enough to make a display piece. Lots of perfect circles on there, bryozoan in the back there. So that was cool. And then this one I found, I'm not 100% sure if this is just stained or what, but it's black and red and brown striped, and then it's got some white like quartz inclusions in it. I can't tell what it is, if it's basalt or if it's a jasper, or it could even just be a piece of stained slate, but I mean, it's got a lot of stripes in it. So I'm going to do something with this that has a totally flat bottom already, so I'll probably make a big freeform out of this. Hopefully some of those lines come through. Then this was another one that I found to keep as a freeform. It's just kind of got this crazy pocket right here with an outline on it. So it kind of looked like a flame to me. So I think I'm going to make this thing stand up and just keep this edge and kind of shape it like a flame and then have it stand up. That'll be cool. Not sure what it is. It looks like it could be agate nodule, but it looks very quartzy in there, and it looks like it kind of stops right there too. So I don't know for sure, but it looked cool, so I figured I'd keep it. And this one I brought home to cut. This thing is just crazy. It's got these kind of cold watery pockets right there, kind of going throughout the entire thing. You know, I think this whole thing will be full. So I'm gonna try to get slabs out of this, probably this way, maybe the long way. Yeah, actually probably this way. I'll try to get some long slabs out of there and see if I can get some really cool cross sections. And then on to the cold water agate stuff. We found this one, which I'm still not 100% sure if that's like a sedimentary agate in there. It doesn't seem cherty, but it could be. But it actually does look a little translucent. It looks like what an actual, you know, if sedimentary agate was a thing, that's what it would be. You know, just gritty materials kind of in those agate bands. So that was cool, I kept it. But like I said, not 100% sure. This is another one too that had the skin, had some stromat on the top, but then through the entire middle of this thing is just totally solid, clear, you know. So I'm gonna definitely cut this thing. I'm gonna cut right down here and see what's actually in the middle of that, if that's just a big solid pocket in there. Hopefully it is, but we'll find out. Then we had this little guy. Let me get it wet again. This little guy, which has this stuff on this side, like a little heart agate pocket right there on the top, and like a little guy next to it. And then on this side, it's got that super nice pocket, those really small bands, and then another little pocket there. So that was a cool little find. It's a cool little banded piece there. And then last, I found this thing. So again, this skin, again, you know, the brown skin, and then right on the end of this thing, it's just boom, just goes all the way through, maybe one little band right there. It's very mossy again in there, you know, very clear for almost all the way down to here. So not sure what I'm going to do with that one either. I might just keep it like that. It's kind of cool. All right, so all in all, a pretty good hunt at a new spot. Again, it was kind of difficult getting down there and it was really cold, but I think it was worth it. So if you like this video, leave a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for a couple close-ups at the end, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.